Good evening. It's 11:05. Or make it 11:10 p.m. And this is February 20th, 2023. Now, let me just say that this live basically is called Hip Hop, the Rabbit Hole. Excuse me for saying so. Um, this is basically somewhat of a story in a way. And I titled this broadcast Hip Hop for a reason. And, you know, I mean, we're in February and the ending of February. And I would think that it's a few things that need to be um, reflected on. And that specific and specifically, I'm saying specifically because I'm on the Atlantic coast at this point, Atlantic coast at this point, not Atlantic coast, I said Atlantic coast. So on the other side of things, let's just say we are just taking a moment to hop on the other side of the variables that we sometimes, and it can be some kind of a trip. All right. First and foremost, let me just say that you have to follow along the storyline of what I'm saying. All right. Pretty much like everyone that is like on the outline and facing, the cusp of, you know, an outfit of some kind in which where, it may look as if like it's not well put together or it's something that is not acceptable for the time. Well, pretty much I'm speaking of current events, all right? For one reason, and that is tomorrow or today is the same way. I say that tomorrow and today is the same way, all right? For those who are wondering, that is cold ginger honey tea, all right? And let me just say that there'll be plenty of opportunity for a lot of chances for a lot of people to understand the significance of what hip hop really entails. Now, for some folks, they think it's cool to be chic. Some people think it's cool to be presentable. Some people think it's cool to, speak in many ways that would turn, a lot of heads in the sense that you would find it very alluring, somewhat damn near attractive. I mean, how are you going to explain we go from what's the word they're calling it now? Incel? Incel? What does that really mean? An incel to what? And what are we really trying to say to leave one and go to the other? Is there any way that any place or any space has been substituted, has been changed? Because if it hasn't, let me just say this. I'm the founder of Bummer, Know the Walk to Talk the Talk. Okay. With that being said, I want it to be very clear and very abundantly known that if we're going to trickle our way down into a future. You don't think there's a better idea if you do it with proper preparation and organization? All right. For the same reason is, if you find this whole broadcast right now, which is only 5 minutes and 19 seconds, and like I said before, there is nothing colorful, there is nothing distracting in regards to what you might look at when it comes to what makes a blog or people go into different ups and downs and side to sides on you. you know I'm only mentioning that for, like, if you don't know what direction you're going in, it's not a dilemma, and it's not a dark you know way of looking at things. you know for the most part, let's just say, me for myself, it's been a lot of coming up out of, coming up out of, constantly coming up out of, popping up, constantly coming up out of. Okay, so if you want to take a chronological look or perspective on how we move forward, then we must get it right. Getting it right means being able to position yourself in every field that you find yourself in. Now, walk with me as I go into this trip, okay? Because it is a trip. It just happens in increments or small circles, okay? Now, I'm only saying this to you because right now is the perfect time, you know, and I know a lot of this will probably go over the heads of some folks, or it just might basically bump heads with some folks. And I don't want it to be that. I want it to be where minds can come together and actually formulate a plan of action. Okay? Not just like, oh, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to appear here to say that. Well, I don't know how important that is, but what I will say is, if people are going to personify or give this um, look of I'm cool, okay, coolness and class, coolness and class, I would say, ask yourself, if you consider that you are hip hop, how are you actually distributing your essence? Can someone explain this to me? I mean, you can chat here, you can leave whatever you want as a chat, and I will kindly reply. Okay? As you can see, I went like this, right? That's something, my ex stepson used to do a lot. And, that's a motion that I kind of like picked up every time I do this myself and I see myself doing it. I'm thinking in my head, just, it's like one of those, as they call it, they call it deja vu, right? Deja vu. Anyway, like I was getting to, like if this is just a word to you, then let it be a word, and let what really personifies. Alexa, can you play some spa music now? Alexa, can you play some spa music now? I'm sorry. Take a deep breath in and out. I really can't stand commercials. I really can't. So the only reason why is because you should be asking, or I should be asking, do we have enough of examples? Because every example that we have is from a perspective where you have to be at the hip, and then you hop for what? No, somebody explain this to me because I want to know. Because everybody is hanging on the threads of, these two walkways, or let's say these two gateways. Follow me here. You got hip on this side or on this hand, and you got hop on this, right? Okay, that reminds me of like the seesaw we used to get on when we were children. Remember the seesaw on the playground? The seesaw, that goes up and down. It looks like you on the up. Sometimes it looks like you on, you're ruling, your side of the fence, and it's your ground and it's your background. Then it goes up, and then it goes down, and then you look out into the other, but yet you're on the same plane, and the wings keep doing this, you know. So it's like you're holding your ground, but then you're hopping out your ground. I don't know if you can remember. Like I remember my childhood. Like they used to have this thing called Spider Man, right? And if you follow the storyline of what I'm saying about hip hop, you know, if you can't paint a picture from when you was a child, then what kind of a man are you? You understand? If we're dealing with the American side of things, shout out to my doctor. I just gave me some American ginseng today. You want to see it? Yeah, I'll show it with you because it's part of my props. And how I keep this thing going on right now. Just to give you, it's not a secret. It's something I've been doing for over 30 years. Okay, but this form is totally different. I'll share it with you. Nothing new. Black people have, been doing that. It's just that it's not many of us that sustain this type of habit. I mean, a lot of our culture, so to say, that say they're hip hop. We attribute this type of holistic medicine as far as a sexual appetite. So that's the reason why most of us that are of age don't really share this kind of information with our public and our viewers at large, if there are any viewers at large. But I'm going to show you what I got. You want to take a look at it? Just give me 1 second. All right. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the hope you enjoyed the ambiance. So to say, that goes to show you what kind of class that I'm about. You know, this is just how it is because that's how I like it. Excuse me. It's digestion. It's not alcohol. Anyway, this was I'm not too sure. This could be American, but it's dark. So I would say it's somewhere up north, maybe up in this region. But this is all that is left of this. Now, actually, this is the, if I'm going to describe it correctly, um, I'm hopping out the conversation a little bit. Um, but what this is I think a candy bark of some kind. It's like a licorice natural, I would say adhesive to internal disruptions, or so to say. And so he gave me this. Okay, he gave me this, which he said is American ginseng. I think that was something probably American, but it's dark. This one is actually light, and as you can see, um, these little things here, um, they look like tree barks, don't they? Okay, so it's not it's not. This is not a. I would say this is not anything new to anybody. Like if you've been a practitioner of your lifestyle, which, like I said to, excuse me, my head is itching. You know, like I said, there's a few things that I need to make known about the founder of Bumble, and that's only because he is a person that is very misunderstood. You know, and the reason why I would say that about this individual is because this person on the outskirts of things is very much like, you know, ascending up a Himalayan mountain, but it's taking days and you haven't really gotten anywhere. I mean, just picture 10,000 feet, okay? And you would like to hop all the way up to the top now, wouldn't you? I mean, I know I wouldn't. I wouldn't give up. I'm still not giving up. Hey, I'm Michael B. Jordan. And I'm Tessa Thompson. So that in itself is like saying, where are we where are we tied at the hip at? Let me ask this question. All right. Because for some reason, you guys seem to think that I'm putting out this broadcast just like, oh, I have nothing to do. There's nothing I need to do with myself. There's nothing that I can say at this point to make you understand. It's only as real as you make it. So if you're going to say, well, I remember they're doing it again. I remember they used to say that remember they used to have this PSA, I am hip hop. I am hip hop. I am hip campaign. I am hip hop. 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 I mean, what are the chances and how many angles are you going to take, America? America. If I'm not American, then what am I saying and why am I saying it? Okay. I mean, if you have a thinking cap on, what would you say generated this type of thought and why? I mean, I'm asking that question because we're talking culturally, right? We're talking about people, correct? So aren't I, or would you say that I'm some kind of a person? Okay, because if my opinion doesn't matter, then why aren't I speaking to the public? Because a lot of what I'm seeing, like you're looking at, because you can go on Instagram and Ramos G, If you're looking at this, you will know Ramos G is the founder of Brahma. And that page is not a personal page. Because if you own a brand, you will know your brand is that person. And the person is the brand. Okay? It's not about, because this is nothing but Father Time. This is nothing but Father Time. I'll say it again. So if you're going to say that you are hip hop, here's another segment or segue into the gateway. And I am saying, open the door. Open the door. Okay? If it's going to serve any purpose, excuse me, I have to do what I do. Because this is a very good fragrance that I like. Anyway, hold on. So, if we are going to make it clear, make it clear. Um, what make it clear if you're going to be on the line, whether before or after, or in front or behind, if you're going to be that particular individual, then be a person like I was told from a stylist. You know what the stylist is? Okay, I'll explain this to you. This person was like, you know the typical look, right? The huge grunge gothic type platform boot shoes, the ripped jeans and the halter top, um, you know that is basically a corset of some kind with a lot of silver jewelry, and that particular look. This is the person that I spoke to, and I was told by my partners that are one person, and basically said to me, because this is what I'm involved with at the moment, so I'm going to explain my experiences that I lived through. Now, obviously, you can see that hip hop is something that is very near and dear. And being 51 years old, what does that mean in replication to something that is, as you would say, cute? See, as a person like me, speaking for myself, speaking for the mind of myself, it is something that I would consider very sometime-ish, very much like an animal. Okay. Now, however way you want to go about this, that's on you. But listen, I'm not selling you no records. But what I am telling you is, I say, let this be the Stetson of trucker hats. I'm just saying, because that's how I feel about it when I put it on. Okay. And do you remember? Do you guys remember this brand called Stetson? Stesson. You probably don't. But for those of you that are still, excuse me, I like tea. Okay, sorry. Um, for that particular instance of what I was trying to speak on, I mean, every now and then you will see in here, you will see that when I speak and my tone goes at a certain level, you will see that the light shifts. Okay, when you take a chance, understand when you have something called energy. All right, so when you understand that, I'm not making this up. You might call this what they say, phenomena, right? Is that what they call it? All right, well, don't pay attention. You could just pretty much say that there's a natural dimming of lights. Some people pay a lot of what they call dinero, currency, bag, right? Some you say bag. And I'll say for me at the age of 51, all I have get to the bag is these things here. These are my bags. I got bags. I got bags. I got bags. I got more bags than you would think of your favorite rapper. I'm not laughing. And I'll say it again. Just throw 2 million pennies at me. Any one of you. Throw 2 million pennies at Ramos Gasson, the founder of Obama, and I'll be very quiet. Tell me who doesn't have 2 million pennies? I don't. I know right now I have pennies, but I don't have 2 million pennies. Yep. So it's not no surprise that everybody can get something from this what I'm talking about. It's literally impossible for you to look at this or listen to this and say that you're not getting anything from this. Either you are sitting on your head or somebody is sitting on your face, or you where you're not supposed to be. That's on you. Because if you want to put yourself in that, that's on you. Because see, very much like that animal, we must come out of that. Okay. So I'm only saying that to say, listen, when you or I decide to stay along the same plane or the same escape, the escape, because hip hop was supposed to be an escape. What are we? Because we're not running. Because on the outside or the reverse side of things, it is conveniently said hip hop will not last long. So, do you understand? why Burma, Know the Walk to Talk should be in every household in America. I say that again. One article should be in every household in America. Because honestly, that is throwing 2 million pennies at Ramos Gaston. And I am hip hop. You have a good night and do it with love and kindness and protect your lifestyle. Instagram, lessons.com, Meta, and of course, YouTube. Thank you so much. Happy New Year.